Hey everybody, welcome back to another Simulacra Developer Diary. Since we last had a developer video, we finished out the last sprint, which was mainly focused on getting as many Greyblock models into the game as possible. The actual placement and kind of world building design of those is still very loose, and as you can see, things are getting a little bit cluttered now, but that's kind of the intention until I get a better idea of what the design needs are for the base itself. That'll stay a little bit kind of rough and placeholder for now. So moving on to this sprint, the intention has been to focus purely on gameplay, and really only work on any art concerns if they're related to that, or if I just need a break from the kind of programming side of things. So the intention there is really to get combat as representative as possible. And so this week I've been focusing mainly on the hacking systems, the kind of, as I'm calling right now, the phantom hacking possession, where you can kind of leap out of your body and take control of things, and getting that system as polished as possible, because that's going to be kind of the main pillar of the game, is this kind of idea of running around, dodging, shooting, and then using that system to kind of turn the battle in your favor. So I'm kind of on the outskirts of the battle right now, taking advantage of the fact that I know what's going on. So in the upper left hand corner you can see one of the hacking pylons. So I've added these kind of red balls to the top of a lot of them to indicate the hacking state a little better. So now when I hack it, you can visibly see that it changes allegiance. These pylons are, I'm hoping to be kind of an important part of the battle process, so that as you're using your abilities and kind of eating into your battery power, you can run and kind of tap one of those and it will regenerate your energy with whatever it has charged, and then it will recharge over the course of the battle, so that you can use that as kind of a way of moving through the space and regenerating your energy. And need to concentrate a little better, otherwise I'm going to die. Sorry, I'm still a little rough on this, talking and playing at the same time. You can hear a little chirping in the background. Those are placeholder noises for the turrets, which will, whenever they detect you, they will kind of chirp on and off. The turrets have been reworked so they are actually hackable now, so you can run over, you can tag them. So now this guy is actually on my side, so provided I didn't kill all the enemies. Whoop. There. He will actually fire on the enemies now. This hasn't been fully fleshed out. The enemies are not aware of him whatsoever. And there's other bugs, like he'll continue firing on them a little bit after they're dead. But that's definitely a lot more representative. So you can now use the turrets. You can bring them over to your side. They're also a bit more powerful now, so you can easily die by them if you're not careful. I'm also reworking a little bit of how some of the enemies actually get into the space, and the actual kind of architecture of some of these experiences. So there's going to be more of these pylons that actually spawn the enemies for now, but they will be able to maintain a lower count of enemies and also will spawn a lower amount overall before they run out. But I think at least for now that will help kind of help to move the enemies out and make sure they're not too clustered. But that's as with all of these things, it's a work in progress. So yeah, that's mainly what I've been working on from the encounter standpoint. Other little systems like actually I forgot to show you back there, the explosive barrels, or munitions caches, as I'm kind of theming them. They may or may not actually be barrels once they're actually made. Like most other games, if you fire on them a little bit, they will eventually catch fire and then explode. But using your hacking, you can use that as a kind of a remote detonation. You can run over, activate them, they will immediately catch fire. It will bypass the armor that they have, so that you don't have to shoot at them a lot, and be able to use that as kind of a resource as you're moving through the space to blow up enemies as they run by. So that's pretty much what's happened in the map for now. There's been a little bit more design layout and things like that, but I won't ruin that for you. So you can go and explore this space yourself. But I'll try to get that a little bit more fleshed out before the end of the sprint, so they are representative of, or the encounters themselves are a little bit more representative of the gameplay. So not really any changes to the reports yet, still just a summary of the stuff that you found out there. Again, sometimes you will accidentally fire in the base. So on the other side of the kind of the design spectrum is the management of the base, and that is still in kind of rough paper design layout phase. I'm mainly trying to flesh out the management so that I'm really happy with it. But in preparation for that, I've been working on some kind of dynamic UI. And what I mean by that is that these are dynamically populated, so I can add and remove based on whatever menu needs. So this list of buttons right now is using the same kind of architecture as this list of the map. So as you unlock things in the base or new locations, those can be dynamically added to the map. They're not hard-coded, and that also makes it a lot easier for me to keep them up to date and workable. So I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible so that it's really easy to use, mainly keeping kind of a list of what you're interacting with on the left, and then the content of what it's actually showing on the right. This is the new placeholder map, kind of showing the actual locations, marked with these colored diamonds, and a description of the area that you're going to, whatever information you've discovered about it. I'm hoping to, as time goes by, kind of like this War of Mine, you can get a sense of the resources that are there, what you've already done there, your interactions with the local dwellers, that kind of thing. So this information will change based on the player actions and what they've uncovered and all that. And a little flavor image of kind of showing what the the place that you're going to, what it looks like. So as you switch over between the maps, it'll change the description, your destination's highlighted, and the flavor image. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Little things here and there. The when you go to a kind of a local console where it's actually themed in the map, it will directly open the associated panel. So this will open the map. The computer and fabrications will open the upgrade panel, things like that. But then it will exit back out to the kind of the base UI state. And my thinking there is that just to make sure that the player's movement is as economical as possible, you don't want to run over the bases as you're thinking of things. So even though it adds one more button click if you're doing one thing, I think that's at least for now a smarter way of doing things. You can see a little bit in the lower left. I turned out a pretty aggressive culling distance. Obviously that needs to be tweaked so that things will not just totally disappear. But I think the performance in the game should be improved from some of the previous builds. And speaking of that, one of the things that I'm intending to do at the end of this cycle is to add in some game quality settings so that you can change the the resolution and different graphical things so that the game is again as flexible as possible to work on other people's machines, and also just so it looks as good as possible. So yeah, thank you again very much for your time. As always, the build is available on the IndieDB page, and links are available pretty much all across on the blog on the IndieDB page. And if you have time, I would love to hear feedback on what you think of the game, whether that's what we're kind of currently working on or just in general. I really want to involve the community as much as possible. So thank you again, and I hope to see you again here soon. Thanks, guys.